All right, let's talk about ChatGPT. A lot of us are using it, but today we're going to talk about actually mastering it. And the biggest key really is a mindset shift. You've got to stop thinking of it like just another search bar. Instead, I want you to start seeing it for what it is, this incredible, versatile Swiss Army brain that, you could just borrow anytime you need it.
So yeah, buckle up. This is going to be a really fun, super fast tour. I promise, no heavy jargon, just the good stuff on how to unlock what this thing can really do. Let's get right into it.
Okay, first up, meet your Swiss Army brain. And the key idea here is that it's not a program, it's a conversation. This is like the most fundamental shift you have to get. For decades, we've been clicking menus, right? We click buttons. But now we're moving into a world where you just talk. You have a natural conversation to get things done.
So that leads to the big question, right? What is ChatGPT really? I mean, with all the hype flying around, it's so easy to get confused. What are we actually dealing with here? Let's try to pin it down.
The best way to think about it isn't as just one thing. It's more like having a whole team of experts on call, 24/7. It's your thinking partner when you're stuck. It's your writing assistant when you need to draft an email. It's this incredibly patient teacher who never gets tired of your questions, a coding buddy, and even a creative spark machine for when you're staring at a blank page. And you get all of that just by talking to it.
And that right there, that's the whole superpower. You don't click menus, you talk to it. The magic isn't in some fancy complicated interface with a million buttons. It's the exact opposite. It's the simplicity. You just type what's on your mind, what you need, what you're curious about, and boom, it talks back. It's that simple.
Okay, so with that foundation in mind, that it's all about conversation, let's unlock your 5 superpowers. We're going to do a really quick tour of the amazing new things you can do, like right now.
All right, number 1, asking questions. This is the Q to A magic. Look, this is the most basic, but maybe the most powerful skill of all. You're basically borrowing a brain that has read like a giant chunk of the internet. And the best part, it will never, ever get tired of you asking why or, can you explain that again? Which is pretty amazing.
And here's the really cool part. You can shape how it answers. So instead of just asking, what is a black hole? You can say something like this. Explain black holes like I'm 10. You can ask it to tailor any explanation for any audience, which means you can make literally any complex topic super simple to understand.
Okay, on to superpower number 2, your new writing superpowers. And listen, this goes way beyond just fixing a few typos or checking your grammar. We're talking about having a true co-writer, a partner that's with you from that scary first draft all the way to the final polished piece.
So you can have it whip up drafts of pretty much anything, essays, emails, scripts, you name it. But the real magic happens in the editing. With just a few words, you become the director. You can say, okay, make this shorter, or you know what, make it more fun. Or actually, I need this to sound really professional. You are completely in control just using your words.
Yeah, it really is like editing clay in your hands. I love this idea because it's just so true. This isn't like a normal, rigid editing program. It's totally interactive. It's flexible. You can just mold and shape and reshape your writing over and over and over until it's perfect, until it's exactly what you had in your head.
All right, number 3 is a total game changer, especially if you love learning new things. We're talking about learning and teaching mode. Basically, you can turn ChatGPT into your own personal tutor, one that completely adapts to your style and, well, your speed.
It can take some massive, intimidating topic and just break it down into easy, bite-sized steps. It'll give you simple examples and analogies to help things click. It can even make little quizzes for you to test what you know. And if you get something wrong, it explains it gently. There's zero judgment, which is, not always true for human teachers.
Okay, superpower number 4, coding without panic. Now, wait, before you think, this one's not for me, just hang on. This is so useful even if you have never written a line of code in your life. Seriously, this is all about making the technical world less scary.
Here's the trick. You can find some confusing block of code somewhere, paste it in, and just ask, explain this code like a story, and all of a sudden, what looked like total gobbledygook, it gets a plot. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It just makes sense. It's an incredible way to understand what's happening under the hood.
And last but not least, superpower number 5, the creativity playground. This is my favorite. This is where you go when you are staring at that dreaded blank page and you just need a spark. Think of it as an engine for brainstorming, for just blasting through any creative block you've got.
You can brainstorm ideas for pretty much anything.
You can get help writing stories or coming up with cool metaphors. You can even build out entire fictional worlds. Or, something super practical, you can generate prompts to create images with other AI tools. It's a partner for your imagination.
Okay, an important reality check. Before we get too carried away, we have to talk about this because it is absolutely crucial. Understanding what a tool can't do is just as important as knowing what it can do. It all comes down to using the right tool for the right job. So here's the main distinction you need to remember. Think of ChatGPT as a broad thinking brain. It's amazing at reasoning and creating from its huge library of general knowledge about the world. But, and this is a big but, it does not know about your specific documents. It hasn't seen your notes. For that, you need a different kind of tool, a source-grounded brain, like Notebook LM. That's a tool that only knows about the documents you give it. See the difference? Two incredibly powerful tools, but for two very different jobs.
All right, let's move on to your first 5-minute challenge. Because, talking about this stuff is one thing, but actually doing it is where the magic really happens. So I have a super simple, actionable challenge for you. You can do this right now, and it will let you feel the power of what we've been talking about.
I want you to try this exact sequence, okay? Step 1, just ask it. Teach me something interesting in 3 minutes. Step 2, follow up with, explain it with an analogy. This helps it stick in your brain. Then step 3, say, quiz me on this. This is how you check if you really got it. And finally, step 4, ask it to summarize what I learned in 5 bullet points. If you do this, in just a few minutes, you'll have used this thing like an absolute pro learner. It's that easy.
All right, let's bring it all home with your new thinking companion. Because at the end of the day, this is more than just a tool. We've talked about all the how-tos, all the skills, but the bigger idea here, the really important part, is what this technology means for our own thinking.
And this, right here, is probably the most important shift of all. Think about it. A search engine, that's where you go to look things up. You're finding answers that already exist out there somewhere. But a thinking companion, that's totally different. That's a partner you use to work things out together. You're developing ideas that have never existed before. It's the difference between finding facts and creating something new.
And that shift, that move from just finding information to actually developing brand new ideas, that is everything. It really changes the game. And so it leaves us with one final and I think really exciting question to think about. What will you work out together? With a partner like this, what new ideas, what cool projects, what new insights are you going to create? The possibilities are pretty amazing to think about.